Starting new lives, adjusting to America. Although immigrant aid societies helped some immigrants to find their relatives and get jobs and homes, life was hard for the new immigrants. Many did not speak English. Most were very poor, and everyone was unfamiliar with the new customs and practices in America. This picture shows the Chinese residents of San Francisco celebrating New Year in 1871. Immigrant communities. Over time, immigrants formed tight-knit communities. Immigrants from the same countries lived in the same neighborhoods, or on the same blocks. For example, certain areas and cities became known as Little Italy and Chinatown. This sense of community was a comfort, but immigrants struggled to make ends meet. Often, immigrants could only find back-breaking work in iron, steel, mining, and lumber industries. I came to America because I heard the streets were paved with gold. When I got here, I found out three things. First, the streets weren't paved with gold. Second, they weren't paved at all. And third, I was expected to pave them. One Italian immigrant said that. Racism in America. Immigrants also faced racism in America. Some Americans felt that the new immigrants were taking jobs away from the people who had been born in the United States. These people formed Nativist groups. Nativists were American-born citizens who had an extreme dislike for immigrants. They wanted to stop immigrants from coming to the United States. Jacob Riis, an immigrant from Denmark in 1870, said this: "Crazy old buildings, crowded rear tenements and filthy yards, dark, damp basements, leaky garrets, shops, outhouses, and stables converted into dwellings, though scarcely fit to shelter brutes, are habitations of thousands of our fellow beings in this wealthy Christian city." What that really means is there were so many immigrants and not enough room for all of them, so they stayed in small, dirty places. Other hardships. Immigrants often had to take whatever work was offered, no matter how little the pay or unsafe the working conditions. They faced other hardships too. Many lived in overcrowded tenement buildings, which were old, run-down buildings divided into apartments. Some had no indoor toilets. Many had no electricity, so immigrants used kerosene or oil lamps. Before housing and workplace safety laws were put in place, many newcomers died of disease or in fires. This picture here shows an alley known as Bandit's Roost in Little Italy, New York City, in the 1890s. The area was well known for being dangerous and run down.